Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Novel Nana. I'm Bex. In today's video, it is a bonus video, kind of a continuation of the series that I did on character development. This video happens to be one of the things that I use while I'm developing my characters, and that is the Myers-Briggs Personality Type Indicator. So this is the bonus video where I'm going to go into detail about each one of the combinations and the titles that the Myers-Briggs assessment has given to those specific personality types. Today we're only going to be focusing on the introverted personality types. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. As you can see, my whiteboard is behind me. And hopefully this will give you a better explanation, a better understanding of what the personality types are and how you can use them to benefit your character development. Also, real quick, I have some little droplets on my shirt, so it's from my wet hair. But so ignore that if you can. But I'm going to get out of the way of the board so we can kind of walk through it. I'm hoping that this video will not be too lengthy. So I'm going to probably talk a little bit faster and just keep up, guys. Okay. So let me move out of the way so you can kind of see. Again, this is the introverted personality types. So in the last video, I think it was the last one that I had uploaded, we had talked about the Myers-Briggs Personality Type Indicator, the introvert versus the extrovert, intuitive versus sensing, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. And then also the bonus of the dominant or recessive part of that personality, which is the assertive versus turbulent. But today we are only focusing on the introverted. I will make another video on the extroverted if you guys are interested. So, okay, let's go ahead and give you the rundown. These are only a few things that have to do with this specific personality type. And again, these are only the introverted combinations. So if you are an introverted personality type, you'll notice that everything starts with an I, because the I is for introverted. So on that spectrum, here we go. The ISTJ, which is the introverted, sensing, thinking, judging, which is also called the detective. People with the detective personality type, they tend to be responsible, honorable, dutiful. They are fact checkers. They are stubborn. They follow the rules to the letter. They also place great value on honesty. Most of their dealings with the public or their social group, they only usually let those that are very honest and direct into their little circle. They tend to push others away. So anyway, they despise laziness. They do not easily show emotion. A lot of times they keep that right underneath the surface. They kind of have that poker face kind of mask on at all times. And anyway, so that's just a few for the detective. I'll keep going so this video isn't too long. The ISFJ. If you fall under this personality type, you are known as the guardian type of personality. This is the introverted, sensing, feeling, judging. Now, these types of people are usually loyal. They always come to the aid of friends and family or their loved ones, so they're always going to stick up for you. They are reliable, humble, loyal. They rarely burden other people with their problems. They tend to internalize those things and keep them inside. They don't usually show that side of themselves unless they're very, very close to you or have that kind of dynamic between their relationships. But usually they don't burden others with their problems. They keep those kind of to themselves. Also, shyness. Most times the guardian has a shyness aspect of their personality. They are also, because of that shyness, it sometimes hinders them in relationships or progressing in their relationships. Also, they can become easily overwhelmed because they usually don't ask for help, or if they do find themselves in need of help, they won't be the ones to accept it easily. Also, let's see, if you can get past that wall that they put up, because most times the guardians do put up a little bit of a wall, but if you can get past that wall, they're in it for the long haul. So they are going to be a lifelong friend. Okay, moving on. The INFJ, which is also called the advocate. This is the intuitive, well, it's still introverted, but intuitive feeling and judging combination. So these people are usually rescuers. They are leaders, and they're also a bit of a perfectionist. So they're not one to follow the crowd. They're usually the ones leading the crowd. They are goal-oriented. They always have a cause or a movement that they find themselves involved in or easily drawn to advocate for, hence the name, the advocate. They usually stick up for other people or any injustice that they might see or perceive to be as an injustice. They have a keen ability to solve other people's problems, but not so much their own. Their focus is usually outward. So sometimes they tend to be very selfless people. They are also doers. Okay, where were we at? Yes, doers. They are action takers, so they walk the walk. They don't just talk the talk. They act upon their ideas, so they're not just what you would call a dreamer, because they actually put steps in place to act upon that. Also, they can read people very well. They have almost like an innate sense. So they, whatever is showing on the outside, they can look past that. They tend to delve deeper, and they usually get it right on the nose. They try to understand the motives behind others. So they don't actually judge in that sense of the word. They usually look behind the action to see what motivated someone to do that. So they're pretty fair people. They always look out for dishonest people. So they're always on the lookout to see, who's the snake in the grass, or who's trying to infiltrate, their little group of friends. They're kind of like the protectors. So on to the next, the tactician. This is introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging. And this is usually a group that is rational. They use that side of their brain. They're more rational in their way of thinking. They are confident, usually. They are knowledgeable, and they do not see any point to gossip. So they're not going to be the ones to sit and gossip about other people, and usually they don't even tend to associate themselves with gossipers or be a part of that sort of group that would sit down and gossip. They would tend to walk right past those type of people. They do prefer intellectual conversations. That side of their brain is more stimulated in those kind of things. They like the intellectual side of conversations. So they're not just going to be like small talkers. Okay, they tend to hold tight to whatever is right, or what they perceive as right. And they're always in line or stand behind the correct answer, whether that be politically correct or whether that be in their mind the correct answer. Their confidence can sometimes come off as snobby, or sometimes can be misconstrued as being arrogant. Even though they're not typically an arrogant person, their personality and the way that they are perceived sometimes comes off as arrogance. They don't usually have large groups of friends. They keep a pretty tight smaller circle. They keep a close select few. They are very honest people, and they cannot be bribed. So they will not stay silent. Even if you were to offer them a favor or, in exchange for their silence, they're not going to accept that. So anyway, that is the first 4 of the introverted personality types. Now we're going to move on to the last 4. I see that we're already 9.5 minutes in, so I'm going to try to get to this one as... Okay, ignore that. You didn't see it, you didn't hear it. Okay, so we're going to get through this one as quickly as I can. The ISTP is introverted, sensing, thinking, perceiving. They are called the engineers. The engineer personality types are creative. They are in control. They are calm, cool, and collected. Even in intense situations or stressful situations, under difficult circumstances, they remain steady. They are really good under pressure. So you're not going to be able to crack them easily. They are clear-headed. They make decisions even in risk-filled situations. They can keep their head about them. They sometimes, the ISTP will find themselves in a position of being a teacher. They are constantly learning new things, new skills, new trades. They constantly are learning. Let's see, what did we miss? They are good at multitasking, and they maintain balance between spontaneity and steadiness. So that is the engineer personality type. We're moving on to the composer. If you are a composer, if you fit into this category, you are an ISFP, which is introverted, sensing, feeling, perceiving. These types are more the creative, artistic types. They are charming and competitive. They are usually quite popular. So I'm sure you've known quite a few composers in your lifetime. But they're also very laid back. They're the cool ones. They are like an uncomplicated fun. And they like to be in those types of situations where it's uncomplicated, no strings attached. They are action takers. They do not waste their time with theory or debate. That sort of stuff bores them to death. They live a spontaneous lifestyle. So there's no real set of rules or routine. They kind of fly by the seat of their pants. Okay, on to the INFP, which is introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. This is the idealist group. They are ever optimistic people, usually have a very sunny disposition. They look on the more positive side of life. They are dreamers. They're reserved, and they are great confidants. They will keep your secrets. They're great at communicating. It's almost as if they are gifted with communication skill. They also tend to be writers or poets. So I'm sure we all know someone in the idealist category. They are imaginative, very creative. They inspire and motivate others with their words. Not one to enjoy the spotlight, but they are not afraid to step in or jump in if that's what it takes for them to see their dreams, goals, or beliefs come to fruition. Their naivety can often lead them into danger or trouble or injure their idealism. So onto the brainiac, the INTP, which is intuitive, introverted, intuitive thinking, perceiving. These are called the brainiacs. They are very logical people. They are problem solvers, but they are also a bit of a daydreamer. So they do have a lot of ideas, and they are often described as disorganized or messy people. They have cluttered minds and also cluttered spaces. They do not waste their time on mundane tasks or chores, such as cleaning up. They know where to find everything in their creative spaces. They don't like people kind of to mess with their system that they have, as messy as it may be. They know where everything's at. So anyway, they are not big on order. They are not great at organizational skills, but they are great at seeing the bigger picture. They can usually dissect and solve nearly any problem, if given the time. And if they put their mind to it, they're more than likely the ones that are going to be able to see the bigger picture enough to see the solution. So anyway, that's the end of the introverted personality types. Those are the 8 combinations, and these will vary a little bit depending on the bonus trait, which is the oh my goodness, my mind just went completely blank, but it's the turbulent versus assertive. So whichever one of those is in your dominant side, that will change the way these traits are carried out. Sometimes it'll change just a few of them. Sometimes it'll affect all of them. But we'll go into that maybe in a little more detail in perhaps another video. But we're 14 minutes in, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. I do hope that this helped. Hopefully you were able to kind of catch up and go along with me, even though I'm, you guys know me. But anyway, I wanted to try to make it as quick as possible because there was a lot of stuff to cover. But if you like this kind of video, please hit that or give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. If you want to know when I upload, be sure to ring that bell and leave me some comments below on what you think of this system and if you agree with the types that are for introverts. If you've ever used this system or taken the assessment or test online, let me know what you are. I'm kind of curious to know, especially if you're a writer. I would like to know kind of where you fall into it. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Next video, I will try to pick up with the extroverted personality types. I may even film that one back to back. Just depends. I'll have to look and see where I'm at with my schedule today. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Leave me some comments below and let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see and if you're liking these whiteboard type videos. But that's all I have for you today. Happy writing, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!